But no, like what Steph was saying, that kind of like connected to what I was gonna say. But like it just reminded me, like when she was talking about that, it reminded me because like she said, like we're all misfits, and like I was thinking about that. Like I was thinking like, wow, that was only 2 years ago. That like I mean, you can ask Mariah before she even knew me personally. I mean, like I used to be a long-haired hippie who was the creepy, awkward kid who didn't say anything. And I mean, like, I just remember that I met like Steph and Natalia, and I just remember being like, oh, these people are cool, but I mean, like I didn't know like how to act around people. I mean, like I was just like, I was empty, and like, I mean, that was like right after like there was a service with Sean in chapel that like I just finally encountered God for the first time, and I just didn't know how to deal with it, and I was like completely lost. And I mean, like I just remember sitting there, and then I realized like over time, like I just started talking more to Steph and Natalia, and I was like, wow, these are really good friends. And I was just like, and then they invited me to kids church, and I just remember looking at Steph like, what was it, like 5 times, just telling her, no, I'm not coming, or something like that. And I remember she just wouldn't give up, so finally I was like, fine, I'll do it for her, and I'll just go because she's driving me nuts about it. And I just remember I walked in, and all of a sudden I just like, immediately I walked in and we just started worshiping, and like I just looked at like, all like the kids, like you guys, like I looked at all you guys around, and I was just like, wow, if I was like that when I was their age, like I could have done so many different things. So like that's why I want to encourage you guys, I mean, you guys have such strong faith for God, and I mean, if I had that faith when I was younger, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm jealous of you guys. Like I'm jealous. I mean, like I'll see like Rachel Schultz up here, like giving her heart completely out, and like I'll just look at her and I'll be like, wow. I wish I could have done that when I was younger. I wish I could have accomplished something when I was younger. Because I mean, when I was like, even Mariah's age, I was like sitting there and I just didn't know what to do with my life. And now I look at her and I'm like, wow, that's an inspiration for me. I mean, even though I'm older than her, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still an inspiration for me. And like, I just remember like the main thing that like, and that's what I got off of Steph. But I mean, like, I just remember. But what I was thinking about talking about though was setting a standard for yourself with God, though. Because, like, I mean, like, be honest, how many of us have just gotten home one day and we realized, oh, we didn't read our Bible today, so, oh, we'll read 2 chapters the next day. I mean, like, I've done that a lot with myself. Show of hands, how many people have done that, honestly? Come on, everybody's done that. Get home, oh, I forgot, dang it, I'll read it tomorrow. And I mean, like, and it just sometimes, you can catch up with it, but sometimes, I mean, I've done it a lot personally myself. I'll just keep piling them up, and then all of a sudden I'll get home one day and I'll have 10 chapters to read. And I'll feel terrible, and I'll be like, God, I'm so sorry. And I mean, like, I remember, like, back when I was, younger and I was confused, I was still learning about God, and I was still learning how to act right with people. I was just like, I was trying to set a standard for myself, and before I met God, I had set the standard for myself that was just so low that it was like heartbreaking to myself, but it was just, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. I was just like, I set the standard so low for myself that it was just like, if someone did something nice for me, I would like flip out, because I would be like, why would you go out of your way to do something for me when I do nothing for myself, like, or for anybody else? And like, you just want to set a standard. I mean, and I'm using the Bible as a reference just because it's like, I mean, like, if you continuously do something, whether you know it, it becomes habitual. And supposedly, from what people say, it takes 3 days of doing something straight for it to become a habit. And after it's a habit, then it's set in stone. And I mean, there's a lot of things like addiction. It says it only takes 3 days to break an addiction, but it takes, actually, I'm sorry, I apologize for that, I screwed that up. It takes 21 days to break a habit, but it only takes 3 days to break an addiction. All the rest of it is just habitual stuff that's just in your mind. And it's like, I just remember like sitting there and I would read my Bible, and like when I was just so confused about it, and I would read it and I wouldn't understand it, but it was just like, as I read it, I felt home, and it would like, eventually it would just become habitual. And then I just remember like looking at it and being like, wow, this is real. I mean, like I won't lie, I remember looking at like people in churches, like Christians, and I used to be like, no, those people are crazy, they're nuts. I was like, they don't know what they're doing. But then like, I just sat there and I was like, I was mind blown, guys. I really was. I just looked at it and like, I was like, I'm so mind blown right now that this is real. I was just looking at myself, I was like, it would take more faith for me to believe that it's